Welcome to Eastern Brush, Western Soul, a channel created by a group of like-minded friends who share a deep passion for traditional art and culture. Here, we explore not only the techniques and insights of Eastern painting, but we are also dedicated to sharing, introducing, and recommending valuable ancient books. All the content we present comes from works in the public domain, in accordance with the Berne Convention standards, allowing everyone to freely access and enjoy these rare and often inaccessible treasures. Through these timeless texts and images, we hope to offer our viewers a chance to experience the unfolding of human civilization, to see how people observed the world, expressed emotions, and recorded life across centuries. Today, we turn to a remarkable work, Sketches from Life, Xie Sheng Tu. This album was painted by Shen Zhou of the Ming Dynasty at the age of 68. The collection consists of 20 leaves, including 16 paintings, depicting everyday subjects such as flowers and fruits, shrimp and crabs, birds, cats, and even a donkey. Rather than focusing on grandeur, Shen Zhou captures the quiet vitality of ordinary life, recording the charm of common things through a uniquely personal vision. In composition, form, and brushwork, each piece reveals inventive and thoughtful artistry. Every painting is accompanied by inscriptions written by the Qianlong Emperor of the Ming Dynasty, adding another layer of historical dialogue to the work. The album is now preserved in the National Palace Museum in Taipei. As the foremost figure among the four masters of the Ming Dynasty, Shen Zhou developed his style through diverse influences. He first learned painting at home, later studying under Du Qiang, and further refined his skills by studying and emulating ancient masterpieces collected by his family. Drawing inspiration from Song and Yuan dynasty masters, he gradually formed a style entirely his own. Shen Zhou is also regarded as a pioneer of freehand flower and bird painting in the Ming Dynasty. He inherited the ink traditions of the Southern Song period, emphasizing expressive brushwork, fluid ink, and a spirit of spontaneity. With a keen eye for the liveliness of the natural world, he was able to transform everyday observations into vivid and refreshing images. His freehand style has had a profound influence on later generations, and this album stands as a vivid testament to his artistic vision. Let us now open this album and step into Shen Zhou's world, where the ordinary becomes quietly extraordinary. Now let us begin, leaf by leaf. At the very front of the album, on the opening folio, there is a title written in seal script, Guanwu Zhisem, observing the life of things. Although there is no signature or seal, the style of the calligraphy suggests that it was likely written by Li Yingzhen, a close friend of Shen Zhou. Turning to the first inscription page that follows, Shen Zhou himself writes, "I observe not only the stirring of creatures, but also the life of plants. With my brush, I attempt to grasp a fragment of nature's creative force. Tomorrow, seated alone by a small window, the spring breeze upon my face, my heart grows quietly subtle." This album was made in playful brushwork, giving form to things as they appear, merely to amuse myself in moments of leisure after a full meal and in idle dwelling. If one seeks me within painting, then I am, in truth, beyond painting. Inscribed by Shen Zhou in the Jiayin year of the Hongzhi reign, 1494. In this inscription, Shen Zhou humbly describes the work as playful brush, a casual exercise. His remark, "If one seeks me within painting, I am beyond painting," reveals his unrestrained and open-minded attitude toward art. For him, painting was not merely representation, but a reflection of inner spirit. His brushwork, free and unconfined, shows the influence of Huang Tianjian's calligraphic style, yet already bears a distinctly personal character. According to a later colophon written on the second postscript leaf by Gao Shiqi, this album was once in the collection of Li Zhaoheng of Jiaxing and was recorded in the notes of the Liuyan studio. It later passed through several hands before eventually entering Gao's own collection. Gao Shiqi writes, "These are the spontaneous, almost transcendent brushworks of the old master Shitian in his later years. He painted shrimp, crabs, fish, snails, as well as sunflowers and daylilies, all rendered in broad light washes, completed in a single, sweeping motion. Their vitality seems to pulse before the eyes. At the end, he adds a donkey, its hooves and joints, all formed with single strokes, each turn and movement clearly defined. Truly, these are works of the highest excellence. The master himself believed such works could not be recreated, and thus inscribed a poem at the end, speaking of the subtlety of his thought and the wondrous way he captured spirit through intuition. This album was once housed in the Menghe Pavilion of Lijuyi in Jiaxing, recorded in the Luyan studio notes, and after passing through many hands, it has now come into mine. I have remounted it into an album and recorded Li Juyi's words at the end as a mark of its value. There are 16 paintings in total, written on the 24th day of the first month in the spring of the Jiashu year of the Kangxi reign. The weather was overcast and slightly cold. In the courtyard, plum blossoms filled the air with fragrance. I cleansed my inkstone and wrote this at the Jianjing studio, beside the imperial inscriptions. Gao Shiqi of Jiangkun. With these words, the album opens not only as a collection of images, but as a dialogue across time, between artist, collector, and viewer. Now, let us move through the album, one painting at a time, where image and inscription echo one another. Magnolia. Magnolia trees were often planted in traditional Chinese courtyards, symbolizing purity, jade-like clarity, or prosperity, as in the phrase, jade hall and noble fortune. Blooming in early spring before the leaves emerge, they are also known as the flowering tree, or herald of spring. In this painting, Shen Zhou renders white magnolia in light color washes. A pale bluish tone softly tints the background, while the blossoms are defined through the use of blank space, emphasizing their luminous whiteness. The branches are drawn with short, firm, somewhat rugged strokes, while the petals are shaped with long, curved lines, giving them a gentle softness. The result is elegant, restrained, and deeply infused with a calligraphic spirit. Emperor Qianlong's inscription reads, "Clusters of jade-like radiance gather, a delicate fragrance spreads evenly, seemingly without deliberate carving, yet within the lightness, spirit abides. Open and pure, yet rich in charm, its beauty needs not the aid of spring. Clearly it is the wooden brush bloom, its likeness entrusted to another's hand." Butterfly flower here. The subject plays between identity and illusion. Flower or butterfly, form or name. Qianlong writes, "Heaven gives form, yet names are not inherent. Those who assign them depart from essence. Within what is not essence, disputes arise, and thus we stray ever farther. Fluttering, is it butterfly or flower in flight? One or two, names imposed alike. If we say the flower is not a butterfly, is that not so? If we say the butterfly is the flower, is that true? Graceful blooms, tender grasses, dew-kissed, wind-born, content in themselves." Zhuangzi's clerk and the song philosopher, both unaware and thus laughable. Daylily. This painting uses the boneless technique, depicting a broken branch in close view. The petals are graceful and lively, while the leaves sweep outward in fluid, flying white brushstrokes full of calligraphic energy. Ink tones shift richly across the composition, capturing the plant's vitality. Shen Zhou, throughout his life, upheld Confucian values and was deeply devoted to his mother. He once wrote, "My mother loved the daylily, before the hall 1,000 blooms. To gift this feeling to others, I grind ink and dot the spring." Thus, this painting may carry more than observational intent. It becomes an expression of filial affection. Qianlong's inscription, "Green leaves and yellow flowers, unaffected yet fragrant. If offered to Qiwan, surely he would not forget." Lotus and frog. Here, the intent is refined, yet the brushwork remains unrestrained. Broad strokes sweep out the lotus leaves in washes of wet ink, merging freely. Reeds are drawn with sharp, vigorous lines, while the budding lotus is outlined lightly and softly shaded, pale, yet surpassing even vivid reds. At the heart of the leaf, a crouching frog adds a sudden burst of life and quiet humor. Qianlong writes, "Though all are called gentlemen among flowers, the pale surpasses the brilliant red. Reflected in water, colors blur, only fragrance fills the misty air." Grapes. Clusters of grapes twist like dragons in clouds, each bead alive with energy. Qianlong's inscription, "Coiling like a dragon in clouds, beads hang like living mercury," said to be nectar from the heavens, mistakenly called a Western breed. Inside and out, all is whole. No emptiness can be found. Why boast of distant lands? Such talk startles eye and ear. Better to view them as prayer beads, purifying the five aggregates within. This is contemplation by daily sight. Shitian captures life itself. Amaranth. Flourishing along hills and watersides, its red leaves resemble blossoms themselves. Qianlong writes, "Adorning banks and mountain roots, it blooms when wild geese return. Not flowers, yet no less brilliant. Leaves drifting, yet all are blossoms. Like brocade spread across the land, a bamboo rises beside the eastern home. Let none mock this quiet glance. Even sorrowful autumn may laugh at itself." Coxcomb flower blooming in summer, its layered forms resemble a rooster's crest, lush and textured. Leaves shift in length and direction, animated with calligraphic brushwork. Associated with the name High Crown, it symbolizes promotion and official success. Qianlong's inscription, though its calyx differs from flowers, its kind is recorded alike. Layered blooms like woven silk, a crimson crown rises proudly. Though it does not yet crow, it holds within it wind and rain. Chrysanthemum, painted in slanting form with broad diluted strokes, seemingly casual, yet brimming with life. Qianlong writes, "Unhindered in its bloom, graceful beyond compare, pure in spirit, steadfast in virtue, its confidants through time, Qu Yuan and Tao Yuan Ming alone." Crab and shrimp, strange forms of nature rendered with lively humor and insight. Qianlong reflects, "Creation gives form in wondrous ways. Armored beings aligned with heaven and fire. The crab boasts strength, the shrimp bends and leaps. Each reveals truth within its form. Beyond painting, meaning unfolds. Even at the banquet, thought arises." Oyster and clam, closed shells conceal richness within. Qianlong writes, "Firm as stone, layered like hills, sealed tight, guarding their essence, yet desire invites intrusion, and blades will find their way. Served at table, they please the palate, yet within them lies another lesson." Swimming crab. Qianlong observes, "Among 12 kinds of crab, this one leads, swift in water like rowing oars, listed in both painting manuals and menus alike, equally at home in art and feast. All beings differ, yet share a hidden unity, thus grace extends even to the humble." White dove. Rendered in ink, its white feathers outlined lightly, with darker touches on head and tail. The form is simple, even naive, yet full of charm. Qianlong writes, "Tame birds draw near to man, yet often meet the cooking pot. Why not fly away and preserve your life? A small mercy too often denied." Chicken, a symbol of the five virtues in Chinese tradition. Qianlong's inscription, as recorded in ancient verse, its virtues are fivefold. It stands proud, rises early, a figure of discipline and grace. In painting, it seems almost alive, as if beside a mountain monk. duck painted entirely in ink, dots, and washes, capturing its quiet vitality. Qianlong writes, floating on water no different from the wild, yet now it walks among domestic fowl. It knows the warmth of spring waters and stands alone without fear. Cat round, gentle, and full of warmth, reflecting Shen Zhou's affection for domestic life. Qianlong reflects, though not named among the six beasts, it earns its place in daily rites. Catching mice, it aids the farmer, a small skill, yet of great worth. Donkey. With a few light strokes, Shen Zhou captures its entire spirit, long ears, sturdy legs, and quiet presence. Qianlong writes, the donkey, absent from the six classics, yet appearing in later texts, mocked by some, yet beloved by poets, crossing bridges in snow. Strange how Shiqian with light ink captures its full form and spirit. This is to forget the snare, to grasp the essence beyond form. Final leaves. The album concludes with inscriptions by Shen Zhou and later by Gao Shiqi, voices across generations, preserving not only images but thought, memory, and spirit. And so, through these pages, we witness not merely sketches from life, but a quiet philosophy, that within the ordinary world lies inexhaustible wonder, waiting only for the attentive eye and the liberated hand. As we come to the end of this album, we return once more to the artist himself. At the close of the work, Shen Zhou leaves his signature inscription, Hongji Jiayin Shen Dou Ti, inscribed by Shen Zhou in the Jiayin year of the Hongji reign. Shen Zhou, 1427 to 1509, courtesy name Qinan, was also known by several art names, including Shitian, Baishi Weng, Yutian Sheng, and Master of the Yuzhu Residence. A native of Changzhou, present-day Suzhou in Jiangsu province, he was a central figure in Ming Dynasty painting. As the founder of the Wu school and one of the four masters of the Ming Dynasty, Shen Zhou's art was shaped by both deep tradition and personal insight. He absorbed influences from earlier masters, yet transformed them into a style that was at once scholarly, expressive, and profoundly individual. His work embodies not only technical mastery, but also a way of seeing, one that finds meaning, vitality, and quiet joy in the everyday world. This Sketches from Life album stands as a gentle yet powerful reflection of that vision. Thank you for joining us on this journey through art and time. If you enjoy exploring traditional painting and discovering rare, meaningful works from the past, we invite you to follow Eastern Brush, Western Soul. Here we continue to share techniques, insights, and public domain treasures, opening a window into the depth and beauty of human civilization. Until next time.